I get asked a lot by a lot of people about how do I keep on going and why do I do what I do. Um, I guess the reason is one of it is it's what I know. When I was a kid, I had this dream of, like probably every other child had this dream of being a superhero. I just love the idea of doing things that were impossible. So as a kid, I would go in there and I'd try and teach myself to be able to do all these amazing things, failing many, many times. Um, as I went on through my primary school years and got a little bit older, I found myself in several instances for a prolonged period of time of a lot of bullying. Um, I was bullied to the point where I started to really, really doubt my ability to do anything. So I would, I developed this self worth that was essentially non existent. I believed what I was told from all of the bullies and started creating these stories in my own head of why I couldn't do things. I was too short, I was too small, I was too dumb. It always was I was too this and I was never enough of that to be able to do something. Um, Eventually, I got out of school and I gained my black belt in martial arts. I gained a second degree and then continued on training after that. Um, and I started realizing a few things and realized that, if we could change that mindset in kids from a really early age, then they would go out and do so many things that we think are impossible to achieve just because they wouldn't have that belief that it was impossible. So I developed a school. It started out as a martial arts school and it's now morphed into a lot more than that, into a superhero school where we teach kids to believe that they have a superhero inside themselves and that's like the true person they are. A superhero to us is someone that goes out and helps other people um, achieve their things or is caring towards other people. Okay, so someone like a policeman or a nurse or a teacher, they all help people, so they're superheroes. We also teach them that beyond just this being a superhero, that you don't just have to do small things. Okay, when we expand a kid's mind to believe that anything is possible, they believe in doing huge, huge things. So I developed this school with the idea of making that happen because I had this idea that you know, if kids believe that they could do these huge things, they're probably going to do these huge things, and the world that we lived in would be a much better and a much kinder place. Um, so this is essentially what every single day gets me up and helps me do what it is that I want to do. Now, a few years ago, I was diagnosed with a very rare, aggressive brain tumour that I've nicknamed Timmy. Um, the name just sort of happened along the way. Um, Now, Timmy hasn't really changed too much for me. There are a few added difficulties. I have a lot more visits to the hospital, and the visits to the hospital I have now, instead of for dislocating or breaking bones, they're now for issues with my brain tumour. Okay, but it really hasn't changed too much of my outlook. I still have this dream of seeing all of these kids believe in the impossible, going out creating the impossible, and creating a better world, a kinder world for everybody to live in, not just for themselves, but for everybody. That is why I do it. I value the fairness, I value um, kindness, and I really want to see our world just become that. So by helping teach these kids to be superheroes, we're helping to teach them that what they once thought was impossible, with enough effort, with enough thought, with enough creativity, is actually possible. And that is the premise behind what we do with our superhero school. And it's also behind a few of my other projects that are just about to be released in the near future. So hopefully that answers the question of how do you do what you do, and how do you face what you face, even given the poor prognosis that I have. It really isn't anything beyond, I have this vision of seeing a kinder, better world that I know our kids can create for us. So, yeah, that's it.